Let's Scream for Ice Cream serves 3 scoops of ice cream in its signature cone, and they should draw a picture of it right over here. Each scoop is a sphere with a radius 4 centimeters, or with a radius of 4 centimeters. What is the total volume of ice cream served per cone to the nearest cubic centimeter? And they want us to use pi as being approximately 3.14. We know that it's not exactly 3.14. It's 3.14159, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on forever. Some people memorize thousands of digits of pi, and even that's just there's an infinite number of digits to pi. But anyway, let's see if we can tackle this. So there's 3 scoops of ice cream. Each of them is a sphere, so this bottom one you can't fully see because it's into the cone. And they each have a radius of 4 centimeters. So if you go from the center of the sphere to the surface of the sphere, that is 4 centimeters. So what we really just need to do is figure out the volume of one of these spheres, one of these scoops, and then multiply by 3, because we have 3 scoops and they all have a radius of 4 centimeters. They all have the same volume. And to do that, we have to remember the formula for the volume of a sphere. The formula for the volume of a sphere is volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed, where r is the radius of the sphere. In this case, it's going to be 4 centimeters. And pi is pi, the famous number, the ratio between the circumference and the diameter of a circle. And we're going to say, for the sake of this exercise, we're going to say it's 3.14. With a lot of calculators, you can get a much more precise representation of pi, but we're just going to use 3.14 because that's what they told us to do. So the volume of one sphere is going to be 4/3 times, we're going to use 3.14 for pi, times the radius cubed. The radius is 4 centimeters, and we are going to cube it. And if you do 4 centimeters and then you cube it, you're going to get the unit centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters. Actually, let me just do that. 4 centimeters cubed. So this is going to be the volume of one of our spheres, and then we have 3 of them. So let's multiply, to get the volume of all of them combined, let's multiply this times 3, and it actually makes our calculation a little bit simpler, because we have 3 divided by 3, and so we are left with 4 times 3.14. If we were more precise, we would just say this is pi right over here. This is just an approximation for pi. And then 4 centimeters cubed, let's see, 4 cubed is 16 times 4, it's 64. So this is going to be times 64. And you could also think of us as cubing the dimensions. So centimeters cubed, that's going to be cubic centimeters. So it's going to be this many cubic centimeters. So let's think about it. So it's going to be, we could do this by hand. See, 4 times 64, that is 256. So it's going to be 3.14 times 256 cubic centimeters. But we're allowed to use a calculator for this one, so let's just take a calculator out, and let's just multiply it out. 3.14 times 256 is equal to 803.84. And they tell us to round to the nearest cubic centimeter. So 803.84 cubic centimeters. If we round to the nearest centimeter, we're going to round to the nearest cubic centimeter. We'll round up because we have an 8 right here. So it's going to be 804 cubic centimeters. So this is approximately 804 cubic centimeters. That is the volume of these 3 spheres combined.